Hi everybody, welcome back to Ask the Doula. I know I'm being a bit inconsistent with these videos. My promise is to you that they're going to come through much more consistently now. My name is Charlotte Bailey. I am a birth and postnatal doula and founder of Birth Warriors, helping you to birth and raise your babies your way. And today I am coming live from the house of a lovely client of mine. I've been having the absolute pleasure of looking after a beautiful pair of twins. And she asked me a question this morning about colic, and I thought it would be a really great opportunity to share some of that information with you and to share some of her concerns, because I know that if you're out there and you have a little baby, or maybe you're pregnant right now, colic might be something that scares you, or that you think maybe that your baby may have that, or you're not sure what it is. So I'm going to cover all of that now with you over the next 5 minutes. I pray the twins don't wake up, and if the noise of the tumble dryer gets too much, then I'll try and do this video again. But anyway, let's give it a go. So does my baby have colic? What is it and what can I do about it? The most important thing that I want to say at this stage is I'm a doula. I'm not a trained medical professional. I cannot make diagnoses. I will not make diagnoses. But if you think that you have, or your baby has, any of the symptoms that we're going to talk about now, or if you are in any way worried about your baby for whatever reason, then it's really important that you go and seek professional help. So if that could be from your midwife, from your health visitor, or from your GP, okay? You must do that. Please don't take this as a diagnostic tool. That's not what this is all about. This is just about raising information and awareness, okay? So, the caveat covered. What is colic? So, it's really interesting because actually the jury's out about what causes colic, and there's a lot more research coming out now than when I previously did my training in midwifery. But it's always been associated with tummy ache, basically, but it's defined really as prolonged periods of intensive crying that go on beyond the kind of normal ranges. Now that's a really difficult term, isn't it? What is normal for a baby? All babies cry. They'll all cry at some point. They cry to communicate with us their needs. But some babies cry a lot more, and you will know what I'm talking about if your baby or you have experienced this. This is crying that doesn't settle with holding, doesn't settle with feeding, it doesn't settle with the sort of normal things that would comfort a baby. And from what I've read about it, although my experience has been different here, is that it can peak around the 8 weeks mark, so 8 weeks after birth, and then by 12 weeks it seems to tail off and disappear. So what causes it and what can be done about it? Well, a long time ago I went along to a conference and met this fabulous man called Christian Bates, who had been conducting a lot of research himself into colic. He'd had his own children and they had experienced colic, and he wanted to know what was causing it and what could be done about it. And he gave a wonderful talk that really inspired me to look into this issue of colic a bit more. He also wrote a book called Calming Colic, which I believe is available on Amazon. So if, like me, you want to get a bit more information, you could always check there for that book. So he looked at women who were experiencing colic in their babies, and he looked at their diet in pregnancy. He looked at the mode of delivery, so how baby was born. He looked at whether or not they'd been given antibiotics, and then how that baby was being fed, so whether they were being fed artificial formula milk or whether they were being fed breast milk. And if they're being fed breast milk, what diet the mum was having. Oh, I hope you can hear me over the tumble dryer. And what he hypothesised was that colic was a pain in the belly that was caused by an imbalance of the good and the bad flora and fauna in the gut. Now, if you know me, if you tune into my videos, I'm always talking about the microbiota of the gut. So what he recommended was that if you had high amounts of sort of processed or high sugar foods in pregnancy, if you had a stressful pregnancy, or if your labour was particularly stressful, if you had instrumental delivery or a caesarean section, or if you had antibiotics for any reason towards the latter stages of your pregnancy, in or directly after labour, or if your baby needed antibiotics very early on, and if your baby's being fed formula milk, then a probiotic, something that would help to rebalance that good bacteria in the gut and help the baby to digest the milk in a way that is causing less digestive issues for the baby, then a probiotic would be really good. And the one, I actually reached out to him when I had my own baby. I was a bit worried, and the probiotic that was recommended to me was one called BioGaia, BioGaia, I think, and that's available online, and that seems to be a really good one. But there are lots of others available as well, and you can do your own research and have a look and see and choose which one is suitable for you if that's the way you choose to go. So that's it, really short and sweet. What is colic? How do I recognise it in my baby, and what can be done about it? I hope it's useful to you. Hit me up with some comments below. If you've got any questions you want me to answer, fire them at me, and I will do my best in amongst all my European travel and working with lovely newborns. I will do my absolute best to answer them. If you do send me a question, I will come back to you with a written response directly and personally, and then I'll ask your permission if I decide to use that question in one of my live videos. So until then, lots of love from me, and I look forward to hearing from you.